course, you just heard John McClain. He's our guest host again. And I keep saying guest host, and I keep forgetting to put friend at the end of that.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I appreciate it. You guys are my friends, too.
Yeah.
I want to think at least once a day I'm bragging about you guys around town, so that's only fair. Yeah.
I'm going to try to start the show with a little bit of good news. Last time I told you about Tucson was in the top 100. It was the number 81st city that people are moving to. I just found another article that talked about the state of Arizona as being in the top 10 of the positive real estate atmospheres. And it's at number 8. The reason why I bring that up is that if you look at 81, Tucson is 81, and then you look at Arizona, which is number 8, and then the state of Arizona is 8 letters. You kind of scared, don't it?
Yeah. The way your mind works, that's a little on the scary side, too. Yeah, I think today we do want to share good news, and I think that I'd like to start talking to buyers. So I'm going to throw the first question to you, John. Have you reached out to Jonathan Spur yet?
Yeah, actually, my wife contacted him today. Actually,
awesome.
Yeah, she contacted him yesterday, but he got a hold of us today, and she told him what her situation is, where her finances are, what's going on, and he was able to kind of give her some numbers and some like pre-qualifying information right out the jump and tell us, okay, these are the numbers that you have. This is what you can do to get those numbers up. So
Great.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool conversation that we had so far, and we're pretty optimistic and moving forward with them for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I think I did want to talk to buyers today because we keep talking every week about clickbait and some of the sensationalism that's going on about what's going on in the market. And really our message to buyers is now is a great time to buy. And of course we've talked with you, John, about that a little bit too, because I think the instinct for a lot of buyers is I'll wait. And it's funny because I was listening to Dave Ramsey this week, and his advice to his listeners was, don't wait and buy, buy and wait. So if you're not sure where the market's going, it's still a great strategy to buy and wait. So we don't expect the huge increase in values like we have seen over the last year or two. They've been crazy.
Right, they have.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been running in double digits, and that's not a normal market.
Right.
So we do expect homes to continue to go up in value. And I've heard anywhere from 6 to 8%, and that's, from NAR's economist, from Realtor.com's economist. Those are the numbers that we keep hearing. And yet I think buyers are still thinking, well, maybe I'll just wait and see what the market does.
Can I add something, Sandra, that I'm looking at an article, and it was talking about the prices, or rather the process that buyers have to go through to buy their homes. And it's saying that normally the process takes about 56 days. And 40 days or less was in 2021. Now it's taking 56 days. So to think about it, if you're looking at buying a house, you're about 2 months away from even getting into that home.
Yeah. So if somebody's got a lease that they're in and they're thinking, oh, well, I'll wait, I want to time this so for when my lease is up, you have to figure in about 45 to 60 days typically, and 45 is probably more common. When our market picked up and became so competitive, we were seeing a lot of people trying to close in 30 days because a cash buyer can come in and close in, 2 weeks isn't hard for them unless there's an HOA involved and they're waiting on HOA documentation.
Right.
So, yeah, you want to calculate in that time, and 30 to 45 days and even up to 60 days is still very reasonable. You also, you're looking as a buyer at things like locking your loan.
Right.
And so you don't want to lock your loan beyond 60 days. There are some, John talked about having a shop and lock program. That's kind of new. Yeah, you could actually get qualified now, and it gives you time to look and buy your home. But that's not typically what people have done. They've gotten under contract, and then they start that process, and then they lock the loan somewhere in that first, from when they go under contract to 3 weeks in, they're looking for the time to lock their loan. And so, yeah, starting early is really important. Oh, you make a good good point there on the timing of it.
Can I put like a little mark up in the air, like boom, 1 point for Ray?
Yeah, 1 point
Yeah.
for Ray.
Nice. And I'm glad you guys are mentioning this because definitely, we've been talking about it a lot over the past couple months that, me, like all the other, armchair speculators of the real estate market, I'm just like, maybe 6-7 months from now, things will kind of cool down because, we're looking at, historic leaps.
Mm-hmm.
But, the point that you guys have made is, if I would have purchased a house, whether here in Tucson, let's say here in Tucson for $150,000 20 years ago, that same house I'd be selling today for $1 million to $1.5 million. So that I want to think that same premise applies. Even
it
if
would have taken you a little more than 20 years to get up to $1 million, but
Well, yeah.
there are houses in the foothills that were selling brand new in the 70s,
Mhm.
Under 200,000, and I wish I was buying in the 70s one of those homes.
Yeah, but
So
the idea is
Right.
that even if the market does chill a little bit, which I don't suspect it does, the real estate market's kind of always growing.
Mhm.
If I purchase today, it will still be an investment in the future.
Sure,
So,
and you're
Right.
making that payment to yourself and making yourself
Mhm.
wealthy rather than making that payment to someone else and
Mhm.
paying their mortgage. So
Yeah.
absolutely, I totally believe in home ownership.
Right.
You mentioned hot. It is hot outside.
Mm.
That actually impacts our market.
Mm.
People don't want to go out and just look if they don't need to. It's hot. It's miserable.
Mhm.
Nothing like walking through open house after open house. So take advantage of that. If you're a buyer, our showings are down a little bit.
Mm.
People are on vacation. It's hot outside. You have less competition right now.
Right.
Mhm.
And the other thing is that we have some relief on interest rates.
Mm.
And so they're probably, I got an email from Jonathan Spur at Inspired Life Mortgage today saying the best rates he's seen in quite a while.
Interesting.
He told me a 30-year fixed VA loan is at 4.625% with an APR of 4.649 and no origination fee.
Mm.
So we were panicking over 6% not that long ago.
Sure
So
were.
this is a nice relief for buyers right now.
Mhm.
And then a 30-year fixed Fannie Mae is 4.75 with an APR of 4.907, and that's with a 1.5% origination fee.
Nice.
And so, the rates are improving, and I think that we need to keep that in mind. So if you've been sitting and waiting, brave the heat and get out there and start looking again.
Mm-hmm.
Can we remind the buyers they need to be flexible also? There's a couple of things talking about, be flexible about the price of the home and the condition of the home. Thing to think about when you're going looking for homes.
Sure. Sellers have been kind of in a power position, really, in a seller's market, and they haven't been doing a lot of repairs and things.
Mm.
I think you're going to see a little bit of that shifting.
Right.
So a little bit more flexibility than what we have had, but you're going to be probably making some compromises too.
Nice.
So
Hey, please, everybody, stay with us. We'll be back. Welcome back. We are excited to have with us today the certified moving consultant, Annette Wells. She's with Ralph Moving and Storage Company. How you doing, Annette?
I'm doing good. Thank you
Yeah.
all for having me.
Yeah.
we're excited to have you join us today. So tell us a little bit about yourself and how you landed here in Tucson, the city we love so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do love it. I've lived other places, but I keep coming back to Tucson.
Yeah,
I'm
Tucson
orig-
has a way of doing that.
It
Yeah.
does.
Mhm.
It's the mountains.
Yeah.
I'm originally from Michigan, and my parents moved here when I was in the 3rd grade. We moved to just beyond the mountains there to a small copper mining town, San Manuel.
Mm.
And I just moved out of state for a time, and I came back. Lived in Phoenix for a little bit, and then I came back to Tucson, and I really enjoy it here.
Nice.
But I've been a certified moving consultant for over 26 years, and I kind of just landed in that position.
Uh-huh.
Interesting.
I wanted to be an assistant to the owner of the moving company. He said, "No, Lynette, I have a better position for you." And he must have known I had a sales person in me, I
Yeah.
suppose. Or I like to talk.
It all
Which is
helps.
half the battle. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, if our clients are thinking about listing their house, at what point should they reach out and give you a call?
A really good question. I was listening to you say about when to lock in your loan in
Right.
the 60 days. And a lot of people think, oh, I've sold my house. I need a moving company now. And the best time to really have myself come out and give you quotes and work with you on your moving needs is when you list your home.
Mm.
And then you have an idea of what the cost of your move is going to be. And, you know, you can plan for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you sell your house, hopefully you sell it quickly, all you have to do is call me, and then we just secure dates.
That's such a good point too, because so many people, like you're saying, when they sell their house, they're like they think that there's this laundry list of stuff to work on before they reach out to you guys. But
Yeah.
if they did reach out to you sooner, it'd probably relieve quite a bit of stress in that process, knowing that box is already checked off.
Yeah, and then they kind of, if they want us to do packing, they'll know what the packing cost is, and if that's kind of something that they want to cut costs, and they can start packing themselves and purge and make their house presentable, and if they need to. And so those are all key things to kind of plan before you sell your home.
Yeah.
I think it's important to look at those costs up front, because there may be things that you want to take with you. And if you're moving across town, it may be a different decision than if you're moving out of state. But do you help people like through that decision-making process? Like, is this worth boxing up and moving across state lines, or is that kind of on the seller to work on that on their own?
No, it's a common question. What should I take my washer and dryer? Should I take my refrigerator?
Right.
What would be the cost for that?
Right.
How about my bed? My bed is this old. Is it worth it? And I give them options. And I've been doing this so long, I can tell them in my head, it'll be this much to take it or this much to leave it. On things that is the common question.
Right.
But other things, I'll work with them. I can give you as many estimates as you like to see where you want to land in that cost for your move.
Interesting.
Does that interview with you take a while? Is it like an hour or 2 hours when you sit there and talking with the clients?
Well, I do like to sit down with them and address their needs and their concerns. And
Yes.
so I like to take time with them and initially sit down and talk to them and get a feel for what they like and what they need. And then I walk through their home. They feel a little more comfortable with me, I feel. And then, so the process takes about an hour.
Okay.
If you want an accurate estimate and the cost of your move and options, give yourself an hour.
An hour is not a lot of time to prepare yourself for things that you don't know, and you're getting an expert to sit there and talk to you about something that you're just not aware of or understand at this time.
Right. And I like to address everything as far as packing, if they need storage, protection for their goods, where they're moving, access, all those things I like to cover. So when I leave that home, they're comfortable with me and they feel confident in our services.
So do you have recommendations if someone were looking for a company to move them? I mean, we see kind of the horror stories sometimes that pop up on social media. Someone hired a company that wasn't reputable and their items didn't get delivered, or someone, managed to either get away with their money or their valuables.
Or they broke
How
their
can
stuff.
they?
They didn't have
yeah,
insurance.
that's true.
Yeah.
No insurance. How do they go through that process of interviewing you as a mover to make sure that you are the reputable company that they're looking for?
Well, a good thing, the most important is a referral. If they get referrals from their realtors or their friends, somebody's used our company. They want to make sure they're a major van line, that they're not somebody they found over the internet. You want to make sure, well, we're on the internet too, but you want to make sure they're a major van line. They service all of the United States, that there's an agent here in Tucson, an agent where they're going. That I'm a certified moving consultant. Look at longevity in the community. Ralph's is actually now the longest standing family-owned moving company here in Tucson.
Nice. Congratulations.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Third generation.
Nice.
Wonderful.
And that you want to make sure that they're either doing a virtual video with you, or that somebody comes into the home, that you're not filling it out online over the internet, because then a lot of times they'll put that back on you, like, well, you told us what you were moving, and then you're not happy with if the cost goes up.
Yeah, how often does that happen, where they get a quote, and then when moving day comes, that quote is nowhere near what they end up paying?
Yeah, it's a good, with us, with other brokers, you want to be careful of brokers, but with us, we give them guaranteed pricing.
Great.
Once
great
we walk
news.
through their home, this is
Great
the price of your move, so we can offer them that. And if there's any changes that's not part of the original estimate, we can go out and update that quote. But if they haven't made any changes, it's a guaranteed price.
So when you mention
Nice.
brokers, I'm assuming that when we go on and we Google a moving company, all we're going to get is like 100 ads that are probably primarily brokers that are looking to take that business and then feed it to you. So they just need to be careful that they're calling the company direct.
Correct. Yes. And that they're what we call a pro mover. You can always go to www.protectyourmove.gov, look up the company.
Great.
It'll tell you how many trucks they have, how many employees they have.
Nice.
So if they have one truck servicing all of the United States, I'd be a little concerned.
Do you have the same type of issues that the rest of the world seems to be having, which are delays due to supply chain or trucks maybe breaking down? Do you see a lot of that in your industry?
We absolutely do. The average age of a CDL driver is 55 or older.
Wow.
We definitely need drivers, even locally CDL drivers. That's something that we need in demand, because we are seeing what we call restrictions in our industry,
Yes.
where we have more tonnage than drivers.
Lynette, how does someone get a hold of your company?
You can Google us.
Uh-huh.
We have a website.
Do you know the website?
I believe that's horrible.
Don't worry. I
None
don't
of
know
us know
either.
our
I think
website.
it's
None of
Ralph's
us
Moving
do.
and Storage, www. Ralph's Moving and Storage.
Okay, great.
And your phone number?
Mine is 520-237-8586. And I always answer, even on the weekends. I mean, I always pick up, even on the weekends.
Courtney Miller-Fitch and Stacy Pincus, they are the directors of membership at the Arizona Sands Club. And I know you guys have been hearing us talking about the Arizona Sands Club every show. We want to invite you to our party. So we're going to have a little party here at the station today and tell you how awesome these guys are. So, Stacy, Courtney, I don't know who wants to go first, but tell us a little about what you guys are doing at the club.
Sure. You can let me talk today. Okay. So the Arizona Sands Club is a private member social business club. We operate out of the 5th floor of the Lowell Stevens football facility at the university. And we just have amazing spaces, amazing food. We have an amazing membership over there. And Courtney and I have the pleasure of getting to meet with every one of our new members and just share the benefits of the club over there. We have member events every month. We have open houses. We have co-working spaces. We have all kinds of opportunities for our members to participate in.
We actually met Courtney before the club ever opened. You guys opened
correct.
in the middle of the pandemic, October of 2020. What was that like for you to open a brand new club during unprecedented times? And what success you guys have found?
Yeah, it was definitely a scary time, I think, for everybody. I was the second employed. Stacy was the third employed at the club in March of 2020. And, I think at first we all thought we would stop construction like the rest of the world stopped, but we were full steam ahead and the company still pushed forward. And our first enrollments were in July of 2020. And we opened our doors in October on October 1st of 2020 with just over 400 members.
Wild.
That's
And
so
by
awesome.
October 31st, we had 637 founding members. So I think it's a true testament to our Tucson community. I think we all bleed red and blue and have deep ties into the university. And that really set the foundation for this club. Was really reaching out to forming our board of governors, which was movers and shakers throughout the Tucson community. That was a list given to us by the University of Arizona Athletics. So donors and deep ties into the university to set that foundation and to get close to about 1,000 referrals to
Wow. Wow.
set the tone. So
Yeah,
it was pretty awesome.
Every time you guys hit a milestone, you guys celebrated at the club, and I'm telling you, the celebrations for those milestones
Are amazing.
were awesome.
They
Yeah,
are amazing.
you will not be treated any better than you are at the Arizona Club. They were phenomenal.
So how many members do we have now? I say we because, I feel like I'm part of the club.
It's a little bit, Ray. We have about 1,530 members.
And was your goal 1,600 or 2 million this year? I couldn't remember what the number was.
We do get asked that question quite often. Do we have a cap on membership?
Right.
What's our goal? Where would we like to see the club? And to be honest with you, we don't have a specific number. I think that we would feel comfortable if we could get to a place of about 1,800 to 2,000.
Uh-huh.
And that falls in line with our stadium club division.
Right.
We do have Baylor Club, UT in Austin, Texas Tech, Utah, Virginia Tech, and our established clubs have right around 2,000 members. So that's what we're aiming for, is to get there. And I think over the next year, I think we'll pass that number.
Can you provide to the listeners the spaces that you have available, not just in the club on the 5th floor, but you have other spaces available also?
We do. We have a lot of great spaces throughout the stadium that we use for private events. We
Right.
have the Dunlap Club on the east side of the stadium, which is a large event venue space. It's got a beautiful patio that overlooks the Catalinas and the field house. And McHale, it seats 250 on the patio, 250 inside the actual club itself over there. And of course, on the west side, we also can use the skyboxes and the suites, of course, outside of football games. But we can use that space up there as well for smaller meetings. There's a banquet space on the 3rd floor, which is beautiful. Seats about 125. We have an amazing City View Terrace on the
Yes.
west side on the 4th floor of those skyboxes that, has an amazing panoramic view of downtown. I went up there to watch the fireworks this year with my family.
And you guys have Bear Down Kitchen as well.
We do. So Bear Down Kitchen's on the 4th floor below the club, and it is a cafeteria-style kitchen. It's where we feed the student-athletes on campus. Our members can go in there. Actually, the public can go in there and eat. It's a buffet breakfast Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. It does follow the school schedule a little bit down there, just because if we're not feeding athletes during certain times of the year, we do close it down, but it's open the majority of the year.
You also have the Hall of Champions as a space.
We do. So over in the McHale, we have access to use the Hall of Champions. We do have some access to the actual arena itself for some things.
Wow.
Athletics and the Arizona Sand Club, we have a wonderful working relationship with one another. So if someone can dream it, we will do our best to work with athletics to make it happen for them.
I want to talk about what you do with the community and nonprofits that you deal with, but I don't know if we have enough time because you guys do so much work with nonprofits. So I think we're doing the next segment. We'll talk about the membership and then all the things you do for that kind of stuff, because those are pretty awesome. But-
Teaser. Giving a teaser there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Remember, I'm new, so. Yeah,
Well,
so
you have an event coming up in August.
We do. We have our biggest membership open house of the year on August 15th. It's called our Last Call Before Football. And it is just a huge open house that we do. We really blow it all out.
yes,
and
they do.
invite all of our people in Tucson to come in and check out the club and enjoy some of the food. We'll have music and dancing, and this year our theme is Minute to Win It. So that's going to be a lot of fun. It will get you can get raffle prizes and raffle tickets by playing the Minute to Win It games, and we'll have a great joining offer offered that night, and all of our ambassadors will be there, and our staff, and they'll be there to kind of show everybody and showcase the club for you can join.
What date is that?
August 15th from 5 to 8.
August 15th. You guys hear that? August 15th from 5 to 8. Go ahead.
I was just saying the date.
Okay.
That happens to be my son's birthday, so
Nice.
I guess I will be bringing him
Yeah.
to the Sands
He'd love
Club
it.
for. Yeah, I know, and it doesn't cost me
That's a
anything
big
to
party
bring
for his
him.
birthday.
You know, when he turned 5, there was an air show. We lived in Oregon, and an airplane stamp came out. The artist was at the air show. Huge event, and so it was his birthday. We were at a neighbor's pool. I said, he's 5. I told him, hey, I'm going to have planes fly over for your birthday. I'm talking with Stacy and Courtney, and just kind of talking about some of the benefits of being a member at the club. And then also, you guys were talking about some of the charities that you've reached out to since you guys started in October of 20.
Yeah, so from day one, it was really important for us to reach out and partner with our nonprofit organizations throughout Tucson. As we know, Tucson has the largest nonprofit per capita in the United States, so we had quite a few to reach out to. And we were rolling a monthly promotion where the proceeds, if they donated $50 to that nonprofit, we had a preferred joining offer.
Wow.
And so we are moving forward, and we love to partner with nonprofits moving forward with, if they want to come and have an open house, we're very open to partnering with them, working with them if they want to bring anywhere from 10 and over to have a hosted open house and have some of those proceeds go to that nonprofit.
Great. You have an event on the 27th of August. What's up? 27th of July or August.
August.
Thank God.
He'll
Tell us-
be there, I promise you. I will make sure he gets there.
Tell us about that.
That is our charity classic. So this is our first annual charity classic, and invited clubs, all of the clubs throughout the network, which we have about 300 private clubs within the network of invited clubs. Every club hosts a charity classic every year, and half of the proceeds go to the Employee Care Foundation of invited clubs. The other half of the proceeds go to a local nonprofit in the Tucson community. So our nonprofit of choice this year is the University of Arizona Adaptive Athletics Program, which is absolutely exciting.
Uh-huh.
And then, of course, the other 50% of that goes to the Employee Care Foundation, which is pretty remarkable. With the Employee Care Foundation is put in place to help employees who are, whether it's a medical emergency that they're having or a natural disaster for whatever reason that they need financial help. That program is put in place for them.
The Arizona Sand Club does a great job of supporting the community and supporting the nonprofits. And if somebody wants to be a member, give me a little bit of history or a little bit of how they can become a member of one of the best clubs the best club in Tucson.
In the world.
Yeah. We beat all those other stadium clubs, city clubs. This club's you guys have the best record, don't you?
We do.
Yeah. Okay, so we're not just blowing smoke. This is for real. This club is amazing.
No, they would, if somebody's interested in membership, they would reach out to Courtney and I, and we would invite them in for a tour and treat them to lunch at the club, or come to one of our open houses. We advertise open houses twice a month on the second and fourth Wednesday of every month. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on LinkedIn. You can find us on Instagram. You can search for the Arizona Sands Club or search for Courtney and myself. We post everything to all of our sites as well. But that's how you get in contact with us, or call the club directly. And we'll give you a tour.
What are some of the benefits of being a member of the club?
So we have lots of benefits of being a member of the club. We have a complimentary continental breakfast. We have a hospitality station for our business workers. We have co-working spaces in the club. We have some semi-private booths that are available for members to use for co-working out of. We have complimentary in-house AV and waived room rental when you book those private events in those fantastic spaces. We have an amazing tailgate experience for those home football games. Because we are close to our members on those home football games. We have an amazing calendar of year-round programming, and of course that access to Bear Down Kitchen on the 4th floor.
One of the things is that, what about your reciprocal with the other clubs?
So Stacy just covered our base social membership, which is our first tier of membership.
Okay.
And then you can upgrade that membership to what we call our X Life membership. It's adding a little extra to your club life. At the base level membership, your only access is to your home club, which would
Okay.
be the Arizona Sands Club. The X Life membership gives you a home club benefit and travel benefits to our network.
Uh-huh.
Your home club benefit is 50% off of your a la carte dining in the club. That applies to the membership. That also applies to Bear Down Kitchen as well. And then reciprocal benefits to our stadium club division. So if you are traveling and you're traveling to one of our stadium clubs, you also get 50% discount in a la carte dining at their club, as well as access to their member events and tailgate. And then you have full access to dine at our full network.
Wow.
So city clubs and country clubs, you're able to dine. And all of our clubs are private exclusive clubs. So you have that exclusivity of being able to travel and dine.
I'm going to be the advertisement for the Sands Club. I was allowed to go golfing in a couple of other states, including Minnesota and in Nevada. And we had a chance to go to the club in Philadelphia that was on I think it was on the 99th floor. It was so huge up. And the club was so elegant. It was downtown Philadelphia. It was an amazing place. So the places that you can go outside of Tucson are fantastic. So if you become a member and you do the X Life experience, you will more than pay for itself as you go and try other things. If you do a lot of traveling around the world,
Yeah,
around the state.
I'll double down on that X Life recommendation because having go there, like whether I go there once a week or sometimes I find myself there 3 or 4 times a week, the discount on my food makes up not only for the difference in the X Life membership versus the basic membership, but in itself kind of almost makes up for my membership where I'm going to grab lunch or do something in the afternoon anyways. So, where else I'm going to go get a 50% discount on my food for a 5-star dish.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. We were there for an event the other day. It was actually the Arizona Bowl, and we're there. We're tired. We're getting ready to go, and we get all the way downstairs, and it's like, well, where do you want to go to dinner? And we just pushed the button to go 5 and headed straight
That's
back
it.
up to the club. No one else is going to give you half off your meals for that X Life membership, and then just the quality of the food.
Yes.
The menu is so good, and it's not uncommon for you to sit down to lunch, and we love this when we have our clients with us and we sit down to lunch and the executive chef brings our meal out to us. Telling you, it's a great experience, and I think that's one of the things that makes the club so special is the experience that it brings. And the after having visited so many of the golf communities and going to places out of state, I told Raymond one day, I said, I didn't know this, but we are club people. We just that's where we want to be. We like the atmosphere and we like the service and just that it feels like a big family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you please talk a little bit about your staff? Because if I'd be remiss if we don't mention the staff
I'm
and
glad
how
you mentioned
well
that.
they are and how awesome you guys pick.
Oh yeah, our staff is top notch.
Yes.
We do have a wonderful experience in the club when you come in. From the moment you walk in the door until the moment you walk back out the door, they'll greet you, they'll learn you by name.
Yes.
Service is great. I know when I sit down to give a tour to somebody, 95% of the time there's an iced tea set on the table for me because every one of the service staff knows I drink iced tea.
Right.
So it's preset, and that's the experience that our members provide. We have an amazing department head staff from straight up from our GM all the way, all the way through. Each of us in our own rights, we shine in our own departments. Our front of the house, our back of the house, our private event directors. I mean, everybody just does a great job at what they're there to do.
You make someone feel like they're home.
Yeah.
When I walk through that door, I swear that I am home. I probably spend 20 minutes before I even get to my table.
And that is exactly what every prospect that comes in, and we always want to make sure that this is your home away from home.
Yes.
This is an extension of your home. This is your family.
Yeah.
It's a Club Life family, Arizona Sands Club family.
Yeah. And
go ahead.
well, there's definitely, just to pile on, there's a culture of it when you go there. And up until being part of this club, which I think kind of like Sandra said, I feel like a club person now. I didn't know what it felt like going to Cheers. You know, I didn't know what it was like going to a place where everybody
Yeah.
know your name and
Yeah.
that was your place
Yeah.
and you're just one of the, you know, the characters among that. And yeah, it feels really good.
We actually met John at the club.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have so many new friends in our life since
Mhm.
we've joined there, and
Yes.
people that we truly care about and love, and we think it's a great place to be. So
And I almost hate saying all this because I know by us promoting it, we're just going to increase the numbers.
Yeah, I
and,
know, right?
and
Yeah,
it means
it's
less
harder to
space
get
for
at the
us,
table.
but it is a great
Yeah.
place.
Sometimes we try to be selfish, but it's all about the club.
You
And
know,
Go ahead.
I want to go back to the last call before football, because that is really the next opportunity people have. They don't have to make an appointment with you for the tour. They can just come in at the open house, enjoy. I told you it was my son's birthday party. He's going to be there.
It's quite the birthday party.
Yeah, I can't wait to
Yeah.
meet
Birthday
him.
party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit more about how they can attend that event and what the benefits are. Some of the best pricing that you're going to get is going to be at that event. And it's just going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, so they can get in contact with myself or with Stacy.
They can go on our webpage,
go on the-
actually,
go on
the
the
I
web-
Am Real Estate, and you find you guys right there. Click right through.
because you're our sponsor.
Awesome. But yes, we will have an open Eventbrite link that will go live on
Mhm.
August 1st.
Uh-huh.
So if they would like to RSVP before then, just get in contact with myself or Stacy, and we'll make sure to put that RSVP in. It's unlimited on how many guests can come, so you're welcome to bring your friends, your colleagues, your family to come to this event. We're going to have Wildcat appearances, a DJ. We'll have we'll have a special promotion for the day only. So just stay tuned. It will be the biggest promotion of the year.
Awesome.
So we'll be revealing that as we get a little bit closer.
That's cool.
So if I'm a Wildcat fan, I should be at the club on
Absolutely.
Mhm.
August 15th for open house.
August
Yes.
15th. Got
Anything else? We got about 15 more seconds.
There's a swag bag. I'll give a little
Ooh.
hint.
Little peekaboo.
There is a pretty awesome swag bag for any X Life memberships that get
Great.
anybody that enrolls as an X Life member.
Nice.
Awesome. We love swag.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah,
we
we
guys
do.
love you guys. We love the heck out of you. We love the heck out of Sands. You guys do a great job of
Thank you.
bringing members in.